2, Gree, 4, 5, Gree, 7, 8, Gree, 10, 11, Gree, every third one is a Gree.
Now you know every third air conditioner sold worldwide is made by Gree.
60 million 1 and 2 and Gree, 60 million 4 and
Gree air conditioners are now available in the UAE. Bring back winter with Gree.
With that, ladies and gentlemen, innovation is replaced by disruption. You have seen it already. This is the jingle that we started with Gree a long time ago. Moving forward, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, in the name of God, the most gracious and most merciful. Mr. Leave, Mr. Kevin Bai, Apple, Jones, and all other friends, esteemed friends in Gree, and global business partners. I greet you with the Islamic greetings, Assalamu alaikum, roughly meaning peace be upon you. As you can see from the board, my name is Zakir Ahmed. I am the Managing Director for NIA Limited. On behalf of my colleagues, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Gree and giving NIA the honor of addressing you in this major global event. My presentation today is in 3 parts. You will have to bear with me for a while. The first part is about NIA. You must understand who we are, what we are, and why did we do it. The second part is sales, something very common from USA to Japan. Tactics are similar, but it may have its own local flavor. The third part is marketing, and that is my favorite forte in business. So back to NIA, we are 50 years old. During this time, we have traded in many products, from watches to mobile phones. But since 2004, we have decided to dedicate our time and direct all our resources to the HVAC business, which you must understand for the people in the Middle East is more important than food and water for security. Thanks to Gree's continuous innovation under the dynamic leadership of Madam Dong, we have become truly the best in all kinds of HVAC solutions. You may not know this, but I heard from somebody that Gree may even launch an absorption chiller in the not too distant future. That gives me the hope that there is nothing more left for Gree to invent. Innovation is an ongoing process. With all that, and being associated with Gree, we can say with full confidence, we know how to keep you cool. Cool not just physically, but also physiologically. Our heartfelt thanks to Madam Dong and all the dearest Habibis that have made this possible. Just stepping out of the speech for a moment, I must confess, as Kevin, Apple, and Jones can also testify, our bonds were solidified by our mutual love for traditional Mandi lunches. Mr. Qasim Al-Arfaj will bear witness to that. And indeed, the generous spread of Cantonese food we all love to enjoy when we are in Dubai. Not only do we share our love for food, we also intimately care for our green planet. And you have seen that with a 30-minute presentation before me on solar technologies, wind technologies, and it's all about taking responsibility for your environment. So therefore, this is our headquarters, and we have made this headquarters cool, healthy, and sustainable. This is because our colleagues spend a better part of their life in this building, almost 7 to 8 hours every day. So we installed the world's first solar VRF system for comfort and adopted holistic approach to sustainability. These are the few initiatives that we have taken. The glass cladding of the building, you saw a huge curtain, has been covered with heat rejection films to reduce the heat load and also save energy consumption. We also installed sensors to provide lighting on demand, particularly in the washrooms and the corridors, and gave some smart controllers for optimum cooling to avoid wastage. We also installed 88 PV panels on our roof to produce green energy, and we plan to increase this by putting Gree panels on our warehouse to make our building zero net facility by the end of this year. This is new. We have installed the best-in-class air purifiers with HEPA silent technology and something that can change air 5 times minimum every hour, and sometimes even up to 21 times when necessary, to give 99.97% purity for both physical as well as psychological health of our colleagues. This is a small thing, but I think it goes a long way. We installed a dedicated plumbing to direct all the condensate water from the air conditioners to the water tanks for irrigation. We didn't stop with that. We also took the sewage water that comes out of the building. We installed on-site wastewater treatment plant to convert sewage into grey water for enriching the green life in our property. These are the major initiatives towards achieving the ultimate goal of getting platinum rating from the World Green Building Council. Seeing is believing. We have done what we had to do for our passion, and we also put forward a very strong argument. We as a company must practice first before we preach this either to our customers or the potential partners such as consultants. This is our showroom in Jablali. This is located in the middle of the world, not very away, far off from China, but indeed far from Brazil. Everybody from Brazil to Australia are welcome to visit us. You not only see the air conditioners and also you will see the appliances. The whole purpose is to provide proper touch and feel for the Gree brand. We also have an academy where our units are installed and connected. They are live. We can train our staff both for RAC as well as PAC. We also invite our partners for training in this facility. This is our logistics facility. It's 10,000 square kilometers in area. At any given time, we can store 5,000 sets in this facility. And we also have a full fleet of vehicles with a commitment to deliver the goods within 24 hours anywhere in our market. That brings me back to the first slide, which had all the fun factors. Way back in 2004, when we started business with Gree in Dubai and in Iran, if you permit me to say so, we made a commitment to ourselves. Those days we were told that Gree was making about 30 million air conditioners. and the total market size was expected to be between 70 and 90. So with a simple arithmetic, I said 1 in 3 is Gree globally. And if they can do it in China, where they had more than 40% market share at that time, we can do it in our markets too. So we had to inculcate a spirit, a commitment among the people that we should also have a very strong goal. 1 in 3 must be Gree. That's something that we have committed to ourselves internally. Now, you can't achieve this simply by carpet bombing or by surgical strikes. You need dedicated manpower with a single-minded focus for each channel. So we presumed from the beginning that the market is between B2B and B2C. So these were treated as divisions. Within that division, we had 2 sections, one dealing with the dealers and one with the retailers. And the other one division was B2C, where we had projects and institutions. Now you have to understand the spirit behind this. Each one of this channel is a different animal. The dynamics are different, expectations are different, rebate systems are different, quotations are different, selections are different. So therefore, unless you bring in the right quality of people with an aptitude to serve that customer, you will not be able to genuinely penetrate each channel independently. Having got that structure, we had to segment the market clearly to see where we can position Gree. It's quite natural that every market would look like this, except the performance sector may have different competitors. In some markets, it may be a brand with L. In another market, it may be a brand with S. I don't name it, but you know your markets. But it's but natural that Gree, being a mass manufacturer, is not going to aspire for a luxury position, except, of course, we go for something very high with the inverter model. Majority of our products fit into the performance category. For sure, we didn't want to go into budget because a high-quality product will have to cost more than cheap. So therefore, we took the median price of the product within the performance category, and we told the market that we want a 10% premium on this. Naturally, people objected to it. They said, you are an unknown brand, you are of Chinese origin, and for God's sake, it's also a Chinese brand. It's not an American with made in China. So we said, by the time, we shall prove you wrong. Then we adopted a strategy. This is very critical for establishing the fundamentals of any business. This is a core belief. You will have to psych your people into believing this. If not, you will go down the slippery path of discounts, no profits, and very soon, as Madam Dong said, end of the year, you will come back to the factory and say that, why should I buy it if I am not making a profit? The profit is within the system. It's a value chain. You will have to expand the value to take a good share for yourself. Otherwise, you can go on blaming everybody else and go on changing factories, and ultimately you will not reach your destination. So the first rule that we set as a strategy, avoid sales to price-conscious trade or customers. Underline the word avoid. You have to tell this to your salespeople. If you let the salesperson engage into an argument with the customer, he will only end up discussing price, price, and price. But if you avoid them completely, you can discuss quality, you can discuss performance, you can discuss efficiency, you can discuss longevity, durability, reliability, and of course, warranty. This next point, we said, don't just promote efficiency at T1. Anybody will say they have an 18,000 BTU. That's not good enough. Ask them to show the performance of the unit at a T3 condition when the best is tested under extreme conditions. And once you discuss that, you will realize that the units are built with less than sufficient quality will suffer from severe deviation. And the customer, once educated, will never change the argument. He will always come back to you for more. The third point is focus on premium range, inverter, and piston compressors. The reason for that is if you take China as a country, you have nearly 300 suppliers of rotary units. Even the top 10 will mostly offer rotary units. It's only Gree which can offer the best quality reciprocating compressor unit with both R22 and R410 in sizes ranging from 18 to 36,000 BTU. And when I say this, I say it's a true 36,000 BTU, not something that is faked from 30 to 32 or something like that. When I also mentioned add value, if you go talk to the customer that you have warranty, they say he gives me warranty. If you say we will give you service, they say he also gives me service. So you have to make your offering to them. And this is the job of a distributor. What do? We bring the product on our back from the factory and deliver to the customer. The customer has a problem, we have a solution. Anybody can do that. Ask yourself, anybody who comes from Europe to China buys 2 containers and takes it under the brand ABCD. But if you have to do something better as a distributor, what you bring is a local commitment. As we say in the Middle East, if something goes wrong, I should be able to catch your neck. You may say something else in the US. Put your head on the block. So, as a distributor, if you believe in the quality, it's the trust that we enjoy in Gree, whether it is the product, whether it is the people, whether it is the price. It's a cardinal strength of Gree that you can believe it, you can stand by it, you can guarantee it. Last but not the least, every trade requires incentives. I come back every year to Gree to negotiate something more all the time. Never satisfied with what I had yesterday. Why should that be different to your customers? Every customer wants to maximize his profit. That's the spirit of commerce. Sharing your profit, sharing your volume with your customers will bring you closer, and he will start feeling like a partner in your business, not somebody who is used as a doormat when necessary. And we suffer a very unique problem in the Middle East. We don't have the credit insurance, and the dealers don't have sufficient banking facilities. Therefore, they depend on the companies to provide the financial livelihood for them, which means extended credits which can go from anywhere from 90 to 180 days. It's better to be in banking in that case than air conditioners business, honestly. There you have collaterals and you also have a fixed income. But in the air conditioner trade, you don't have it. So what we have done in NIA is we reversed the role. We said that you pay us early, we give you discount. This is something like a Dutch auction system. The better you do, the more you make. The part that I had spoken about is channel health. As I mentioned, the job of the distributor is to carry the unit from the factory and give to the customer. There are several partners involved in the path, starting with the bank, the shipping companies. Most of us will haggle for a $50 per container with the shipping company. We happily give $100 more. In return, what we expect from our shipping company is what we want to provide to the customer: commitment, guarantee, on-time delivery. So if you go after some forwarder in China who is sending you an email that I can bring it for $50 less, you are not sure he is going to put your boxes on the next ship that he has promised. So we gladly give that $100 more, because if that company is making profit out of us, they want to keep our business, and if they want to keep our business, they will not disappoint us. That's very important. The second stakeholder to our business that we have is a dealer, and which is the critical part. He is the one who closes the second half of the bridge of the chain. He is in connection with the customer. Now, if this guy is not making profit from your business, he will be selling the next best thing that he knows. So therefore, we have to keep very good relationship with our trade partners, but we can't be the same to everyone. As we say, this is different horses for different courses. So when we go to the market, we divide the dealer category into 3 segments. There is a guy who is sitting with the shop open. Somebody comes to him and asks for Gree. He will say, why not? I'll sell it for you. He will pick up the phone, order, deliver, and he has no commitment, no investment, no inventory. To somebody like this, we don't want to say no to him, because today's bad guy can become a good one tomorrow. We keep the relationship ticking, not really making money. So give him 5 to 10%, depends upon the volume that he buys, depends upon the payment that he makes, and what is the level of service that he is expecting from you as indulgence of the deal. At the second level, we have an authorized dealer who has a pre-approved credit limit. He understands the terms and conditions of the company. He is not going to expect the moon from us, because he himself is not making investment and commitment to us. He can be happy with a margin of 10 to 15%. But it is the third category which is most important. This is the category that I say is your bloodline to your business. These are the people who share your dream, they share your faith, they want to invest their time, their warehouses, their money, the showroom for you, and you give him a due recognition that you are my retail partner, and I will guarantee you a minimum of 15% or up to a 20%, depending upon the volume of business that you give to me, depending upon how you perform on payments. That's the final point. It's very evident from the slide. It's the total peace of mind. I mentioned before, the customers expect a total commitment from you, and I translate that commitment to peace of mind. I must have the assurance that when I do business with this company, they will not let me down. Not just on quality, but also on delivery of goods and also the delivery of service. So at NIA, we have realized that this is what differentiates NIA from the rest of the market. Gree differentiates itself by giving core technology, higher standards. They have certificates to prove for themselves. But for me to prove, I will have to put a piece of paper into the hands of the customer, and I tell him that I am sticking my neck out to make sure that you are satisfied. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, NIA Limited is the only company which gives a full 5-year warranty on air conditioners for the last 20 years, Mr. Nia? 30 years. On the machine, on the compressors, and every little spare part except a plastic part that can be broken or taken away by somebody. Right? I have to clarify, it's 1 year for machine, spare parts, and service, and the balance 4 years is parts only. To say that I give 5-year warranty is not enough. We indulge in something very provocative, a rapid response program. We tell the customers that you give us 1 call. In 1 day, in 1 visit, we will satisfy your customer. We have succeeded in achieving this result up to 92%. You can blame 8% on the traffic, weather, and customers going away for a movie or something like that. The second thing is for the trade. a dead-on-arrival policy. If the installer takes our units for fixing, and if he finds anything wrong with the unit, whether it is a stuck compressor or a broken cable, we tell the dealer that replace it immediately. We don't want to spoil the taste of the customer by repairing the unit on the very first time when we are installing it. Plus, we also have a toll-free number, 800 NIAC, which is available for our partners and for our customers to call for any kind of support or service, be it pre-sales or after-sales. The van that we are showing in this picture is fully packed with all the tools, ladders, everything necessary, plus also the critical parts. That's what gives our technicians the capacity and the competency to fix the units in the very first visit they make. I will take you away from this room. Close your eyes, think that you want to buy an air conditioner. You take your car with your wife, probably a soda in your hand, drive into the market to buy an air conditioner. Our effort is to touch the customer the moment he enters the shopping area, which we call as souk in the Middle East. Now, the moment the customer enters, we make sure that he sights very well-designed signboards with Gree. These are LEDs. We believe in sustainability. These are made of aluminum, so they are long life, they don't fade, they don't break, and they are also have this excellent attractive colors of Gree logo. Now, once the customer sights this, his perception of brand gets elevated. But if you contrast this to something like a flex face that is worn, faded, you are actually inflicting damage on yourself. But if you get a site where we are very lucky, like this one, where the traffic of human pedestrians as well as cars is high, we also installed a digital signage similar to what you are seeing just now, where we can always run our campaigns full time. And we can also run topical messages such as Happy New Year, or show weather that is happening, or any breaking news. That makes the whole thing very attractive to the market. But if you enter the shop, we also have a dedicated display space. We show in the display not only a single one-to-one unit, which is 98% of our business. We also show the super free match and the freestanding units, including a portable one. You don't see it in this one, as a total solution. We stand out compared to other brands, as I said, such as a D or a L or a P. These people have one unit, which is a hero product, and that's the only attention that they get. We insist that if anybody has to qualify for a retail partner, he must give us this much of display space. That is the first point of commitment and demonstration of trust in us. We also do a bit of in-store marketing. Imagine what I told you, the customer, when he is entering the shop, we presume that he is totally blind because he's not an area that he visits every day. So he gets to see the moment he is entering, there is a push and pull sticker with Gree welcoming him. And there is also a signage elevating the dealer as a retail partner, if he's a retail partner. You enter inside, we don't have a picture of that. We also have a message from Madam Dong about made in China, made, right, loved by the world. And plus, whatever is the topical campaign that we have at the time, we do it as glass stickers, so that the customer gets a universal message no matter where he sees Gree. That takes me to the last part of my presentation. As I told you, marketing is my forte, and I love it. Most of you will think that if I put a Gree band on the rooftop with neon dancing and making waves will do the job. It doesn't. Customer sees a brand as a person. They want to emotionally connect with it. They want to perceive what the brand can deliver, what is the brand's promise, how is it going to treat it, right? So the brand story has to be cultivated just like a multi-story building, brick by brick, floor by floor. So I go back to my Esther years, 2009 and 2010. We said, if we go and tell the market Gree is number one in air conditioners, nobody will believe us because they never heard of Gree at that time. But if we tell them that it is a name behind the names, they will believe it. We had the numbers to back it up. So we put out something like a cliche. 1 in 3 air conditioners sold worldwide is made by Gree. We did receive very nasty comments from our customers, which is a good thing, believe me. They are the ones to first recognize you, even before the customers do, and of course the creditors. But overall, the campaign clicked. It convinced our first customer, who we call as a dealer, that this is a big company. They make good quality product, not only for an ordinary customer or a dealer like me, but also for the global players. I'm not going to name them, but as you see the footnote at the bottom, out of 65 million RSCs sold out in the year 2008, 20 million were made by Gree. That's a statement of fact, and which did earn us a lot of accolades in the market. This is the time the governments in our region were extremely stressed about the increasing demand of electricity. And they were wondering whether they should actually bring about an action for MEPS, as we say, minimum energy performance standards, right? And we said, while they are thinking, let's start acting. So our campaign communicated with one of the pneumatic products that we brought from Gree for in 12 and 18,000 BTU at the time. And we said that this may be the best way to communicate. Enjoy 40% less cooling cost. Since it was the demand of the day, people recognized it. Honestly, we did not succeed in sales because at that time, people were not prepared to pay the premium to buy an energy efficient product, but it did certainly elevated the brand image. We took that position to a next level, talking about the technology. This is when Gree launched the GMV5 all inverter product. So again, we didn't want to say with bullet points that these are the 3 things that we do. We invented a story about E3, which is energy 3 times more efficient. The stress points being ultimate ultra efficient cooling, all DC inverter, and the 5G VRF technology. It did give us a good headway into the VRF business. This is a milestone that Gree had achieved. I'm not sure if most of you are aware of it, but we had a good friend who alerted us, and we said that this is something that you can say in simple imagery. You don't have to shout, you don't have to scream about it. And the people who created this advert, when they picked up that 750 million in the digital form that you see, is a major hit. And although we did this about 5 years ago, if you ask anybody in our market, if the moment you mention the word Gree, they will say, oh, 750 million units sold. It did work very well for us. It's a number so big that you don't have to repeat it. It's a number so big that you don't have to emphasize it. And it is so big that they will buy it. We did succeed with that campaign. We took that to the next level of leadership. Enough of hiding as a name behind the names. Forbes has given us this opportunity. They ranked Gree as number 1. Somebody wanted to contest that position. I told them that you are free to go and talk to Mr. Forbes yourself. Right? I am only citing a source. Right? So to say that we sold 700 million units was already a message that was oversold. We said that we will take the lineage of that and then build a story around it. And we didn't want to miss the point that Gree invests almost 1 billion euro, as I heard, into the research and development, and they also employ 500 R&D engineers. That's a statement of fact that shows that good products don't come out of good intentions. Good products can come out only when you make good investments in human resources. The second point was a proof that Gree had 15,000 patents. It's not something small. If you put it in relation to your monthly income, 15,000 may sound less, but if you talk about it as patents, particularly in relation to the industry, I think it is twice as much as anybody else has achieved. So when you put this message in multiplicity across the city, at different frequencies in different positions, there is no escaping of the fact that we built the new global #1 in air conditioning. That brings me to the final. That campaign has helped us sell our product to a very tough customer, supervised by a very tough consultant, and also for a property that required a very, very tough price as well. We succeeded, we got the job, and then we said, why all the time talk about the factory? Let's talk about the live experience. So our campaign this year, if you notice, I'm going to step up and walk a little bit here. This, you see at the bottom, is a 300-meter long billboard on a main arterial road of Dubai. I believe, a friend of mine told me yesterday that we can go for the Guinness Book of World Records for this. Right? But since we had such a big space, we consolidated the 3 campaigns that we had into one. The villas, of course, that I had spoken about, and we are very proud of the fact that the Gree has done the tallest building in Beijing. That demonstrates that we are not simply making one-to-one units, we can also handle large-scale chill water projects. We also have shown that we are cooling the FIFA stadium in South Africa. But if you put this imagery into the minds of the customer, the 3 together, and when I say the customer here, I would break it down into 3 categories. One is a client, somebody who is investing millions into a building. 2 is a consultant, who is basically an advocate and an arbitrator for you. And the 3 is the contractor, who cares for nothing but price. Right? So we had to communicate a composite message to these people in a lifestyle environment. The campaign is on. Gree has very passionately covered it, and I wish I had the opportunity of sharing the level of coverage that we had in our market, but that may be coming soon to your attention. That brings me to a last, not one more to go, excuse me. These are the actual references. Mr. Sadri collected the award for the best CAC sales yesterday, and we will all have to collectively thank this customer who is building a very large mall. It requires 5,880 refrigeration tons of cooling, and we are supplying 12 screw chillers, complete with AHUs and FCUs. 2008 is the completion date for this project. And the next one is the villas that I already mentioned, but you can actually see the project in a video here. The total project size is 10,000 villas. We got the order for the first 1,000 villas last year. In that, they used wall mount units, about 8,600. The second 1,000, they upgraded since the property is accepted and it is gaining traction in the market. They wanted to increase their product offering. So they are going for a ducted split now. So we secured the LOI for it for 3,300 units. The order would be through it any day. And we also hope to achieve the rest. But I want to show you, this is how it looks like. That's just 350 villas. Imagine what 10,000 can look like. It's a very beautiful community. As they call it, as a town square, it also has multi-story buildings. That's the chill water systems, district cooling. Somebody else is taking that business so far. We hope to win that as well. But this is a landmark for Dubai, and it will put Gree on a very high pedestal for years to come. That, ladies and gentlemen, is my report on the successful journey of Gree NIA business partnership. Most of you must have done something similar, if not better. I don't doubt that at all. The only point that I wish to stress is sales and marketing are two sides of the same coin. Sales brings revenues, marketing adds value. Together they bring bigger profits, which when reinvested will make our business bigger, better for the future. Thank you, and wish you all a great success in the years to come. Thank you very much.